Oh my goodness, guys, we're going to be reading Paco the Octopus, A Tale of Perseverance, written by Holly Rampone and illustrated by Vivian Sarkani. This is incredible. The illustrations are beautiful, and it says it's dedicated to children everywhere learning the value of never giving up. Let's read. Paco was a curious little octopus who lived on a coral reef deep in the sea. One day he thought to himself,
I wonder how big this coral reef is.
Determined to find out, he began to explore. Before he had gone far, he came across a very large barracuda with more teeth than Paco could count. Oh no! The barracuda was smacking her lips, looking around for a tasty morsel to eat. Paco's 3 octopus hearts pounded in fear. He had to hide, and fast. Mustering all of his courage, the clever little octopus squirted out a swirling cloud of black ink. It worked! While the barracuda was lost in the cloud, Paco quickly scooted away. As he swam, Paco remembered the words his mama used to say.
You beat your fear when you persevere.
Soon after, a large, hungry tiger shark spotted Paco and began chasing him. The frightened octopus darted this way and that, but he couldn't escape. Chomp! The tiger shark bit off one of Paco's 8 squiggly arms. Ouch! Could you imagine if a shark bit off your arm? But before the shark could bite off another, Paco found a hiding place in the coral. There, while he safely rested, Paco's arm grew right back. Did you know that octopus arms could grow back? And that they squirt ink? That's so cool. Paco soon continued on his journey, remembering the words his mama used to say.
You beat your fear when you persevere.
More cautious since his encounters with the barracuda and the shark, Paco continued swimming but kept a close eye out for dangerous predators. He spied a pod of hungry dolphins approaching overhead. Yikes! Thinking fast, Paco dove behind some nearby rocks and camouflaged his shape and color to look like a rock himself. The dolphins kept swimming, never seeing him. Paco thought about the words his mama used to say.
You beat your fear when you persevere.
Wow, octopuses can also change their color and their shape. How cool! Finally, Paco could see the far edge of the coral reef ahead. As he swam eagerly forward, he was suddenly stopped in his tracks, but this time, not by a scary predator. Looking down, he found himself tangled in some old fish line.
Oh no!
Closing his eyes to think, Paco stopped struggling and started thinking. One by one, he figured out how to slip each one of his arms free from the line. As he swam away, he remembered his mama's words.
You beat your fear when you persevere.
At last, Paco arrived at the end of the coral reef. There, he discovered a beautiful lagoon where he could rest. While he floated in the gentle water and thought about his adventures crossing the reef, a school of colorful tropical fish approached him. They were friendly and very curious. They had never seen an octopus before.
What are you? What are those?
They asked, eyeing his 8 wiggly arms.
I am an octopus.
Paco said with a smile.
And these are my arms. Where did you come from?
They asked him.
That's a long story,
Paco said. Then he began telling the fish about the dangers he had met while crossing the vast reef. The barracuda, the tiger shark, the dolphins, and the fishing line. He explained how he used his unique abilities to escape each one.
Wow, that's amazing,
He said.
What else can you do? Wow,
Paco said.
each of my arms can think apart from the others. So they can do 8 different things all at the same time. I also have 3 hearts, and I can disguise myself to blend in with my surroundings. Also, there's no bones in my body except for my beak. so I can squeeze into very tight spaces, and I have a big brain, which means I can remember things for a long time and learn from my experiences.
The fish were very impressed.
You're a really interesting fellow, Paco. We're so glad you came to our lagoon. I'm glad too,
He replied. He shook the fin of each one of them, 8 fish at a time. After that, Paco loved the lagoon so much he decided to stay and live there. But he never stopped exploring, and his fish friends also saw him going out on adventures to see more of the big world beyond. And whenever he faced a challenge, he remembered the words his mama used to say to him.
You beat your fear when you persevere.
Wow, this was such a great book. I can't believe that Paco the Octopus and all the other octopus can do all those things. They can camouflage themselves. They can change their shapes. They have 8 arms that can think by themselves. That is amazing. This beautiful creature has so many great gifts. What are your gifts? And when you have those gifts, do you think about persevering to use them? When you get afraid, make sure you persevere. If a challenge is in front of you, just keep going. You can do it. You know what time it is? It's time to find out our co-creators. Show us co-creators in the app. Tell me, tap, tap, tap. Hello, smartphone, tell me today. Did all our friends have fun and play? I hear my friend Lucy Davies had fun today. Lucy Davies actually has a podcast. It's called Short Stories for Kids, and she has an animated TV show on YouTube. So make sure to subscribe to her channel as well. If you like podcasts, you can go check out Reading with Rella B anywhere that you stream podcasts. And if you'd like to check out any originals from Rella B, you can go to rellabooks.com. There you can also become a co-creator yourself and create your own story, find free activities, and so much more. If you love reading as much as I do, you'll definitely want to check it out. I appreciate you being here with me today, and we'll see you next time. Toodles!